March of 2015, the Card Player Poker Tour returned to the beautiful Atlantis Casino Resort Spa in scenic Reno, Nevada for the third year running. The AAA 4-diamond rated resort features top-notch gaming, delicious dining options, a world-class spa, and much more. But in late March, the marquee feature was the poker action of the CPPT. In the $150,000 guaranteed $1,080 no-limit hold'em main event, a total of 150 entries were made over the 2 starting days, but by late on the second day, only 9 remained to battle it out for the title of CPPT champion. But before we bring you a recap of how the final table played out, let's check out the payouts the final 9 were playing for. All of the remaining players were guaranteed at least $3,885, with $38,625 awaiting the winner. Among the final 9 were a number of notables, including former champion of this event, Randy Gill, and recent World Poker Tour Rolling Thunder runner-up, Jesse Rockowitz. In the first key hand of final table action, it folded to short stack Marty Wong, who moved all in for $44,000 from middle position with pocket 2s. Rockowitz made the call with ace-king and it folded around, leaving the 2 in a coin flip for Wong's tournament life. The flop brought the Jack 8-3 rainbow to keep Wong's hope alive, but the ace of clubs on the turn and king of diamonds on the river sent Wong to the rail in 9th place, earning him $3,885 and securing the pot for Rockowitz. The next big hand arose when Nick Weinberg shoved all in from middle position for $167,000 with pocket 6s, with blinds at 5K, 10K with a 1K ante. It folded to Mike Harvey in the cutoff, who appeared to ponder his decision for quite some time before Randy Gill let him know that the action was on him.
Gosh darn it! I'm sorry, I was waiting. I am. I swear. So bad, so bad.
When it got back to Gill, he called all in with pocket 9s and was in great shape to double up against Weinberg's smaller pair. Gill flopped a set of 9s on a 10-9-7 flop, but the board also gave Weinberg a gut shot straight draw. The king on the turn changed nothing, but the 8 on the river gave Weinberg the straight to earn him the pot and send a disappointed Gill to the rail in 8th place. For his deep run, he earned $5,145. The big battles just kept coming early in this final table, as it only took a few more orbits before the next crucial showdown arose. It folded around a non-ho, who opened to $25,000 from the small blind with the 8-3 of diamonds. Will Chun defended his big blind with ace-jack offsuit. The flop gave Ho bottom pair and Chun overs and a gut shot. Ho bet $17,000. After plenty of thought, Chun made it $35,000 to go. Ho eventually made the call with his bottom pair, only to see his hand improve to 2 pair after the 8 of hearts hit the turn. He checked to Chun, who considered his options before deciding to move all in. Ho made the call, and Chun saw that he was in big trouble, needing to catch a king on the river in order to remain alive in this event. The 2 of diamonds on the river was no help though, and Chun was busted in 7th place, securing a $6,420 payday for his strong showing, while Ho chipped up to become the biggest stack at the table. The level was winding down and dinner break fast approaching, but 5K 10K had one more big hand up its sleeve. Action folded to Nick Weinberg, who made it $24,000 to go on the button with ace-jack. On his left in the small blind, Jesse Rockowitz looked down at ace-7 and decided to 3-bet to $65,000. Mike Harvey let go of his hand from the big blind, and it was back on Weinberg. He announced that he was all in, making a 4-bet shove. The dealer brought in his stack and counted it down to confirm that the shove was for a total of 252,000 chips. After plenty of thought, Rockowitz eventually decided to call. As Rockowitz said, Weinberg was a strong favorite to win the pot and double up. The dealer brought in the hands and dealt a 9-high flop. The queen on the turn left Rockowitz needing to hit a 3-outer with 1 card remaining, but instead, the jack of clubs gave Weinberg his pair and the pot. With that, he doubled up to just over $500,000, while Rockowitz took a big hit to his stack. At the dinner break, the chip counts for the final 6 looked like this. Non-Ho was the strong chip leader, with Weinberg and Rockowitz his nearest competition. James Colson, Mike Harvey, and Lean Ho were all going to return from dinner with less than 20 big blinds in their stacks. With blinds up to $6,000, $12,000 with a $2,000 ante, it didn't take long for the shorter stacks to get all in. From the cutoff, Non-Ho made it $35,000 to go with King Jack. Lean Ho gathered himself and his chips before sliding his stack into the middle, moving all in for $135,000 with a dominating King Queen. His opponent quickly called, and Lean Ho was in great shape to double up to over 20 big blinds. As the dealer fanned the flop, though, the Jack of Diamonds appeared, making Non-Ho's inferior pre-flop hand a strong favorite with 2 cards coming. With no queen on the turn or river, Lean Ho was eliminated in 6th place, earning $7,725, while Non-Ho continued to add to his lead. Just minutes after losing Ho, the next major hand arose. Jesse Rockowitz opened with a raise on the button, and before the dealer could even announce the bet size, Mike Harvey moved the last of his chips in from the small blind with 8-10 off. Rockowitz quickly called with pocket 6s.
Wow, that's better than I hoped.
Harvey was not in that bad of shape against Rockowitz's hand, but failed to find anything on a King 5-5 Jack 9 runout. With that, Rockowitz secured the pot and sent Harvey to the rail in 5th place. The car dealership owner from the Bay Area added $9,660 to his career earnings as a result of his deep run. Non-Ho entered 6-handed play as the chip leader, but after losing a huge pre-flop race to James Colson and some other meaningful pots, he had fallen back down to earth by the time only 4 remained. In the next key hand that went down, Ho opened for $45,000 from under the gun with Ace-Jack of clubs. From the big blind, Rockowitz made the call with 5-3 of diamonds. The flop came down 7-4-2 rainbow. Rockowitz cut out a bet of $55,000 and pushed it forward, only to have Ho quickly raise to $200,000 total, leaving less than $100K behind. Rockowitz moved all in with his open-ended straight draw and backdoor flush draw, and Ho made the call with only ace high. For the moment, his hand was good, but Rockowitz had plenty of outs. The 3 of hearts on the turn gave Rockowitz the lead, and the river didn't change anything. With that, Ho was sent to the rail in 4th place, scoring $12,885 for his efforts. And then there were 3. After that hand, Rockowitz took the chip lead, but Nick Weinberg was not far behind. In fact, by the time the next big hand arose, Rockowitz had Weinberg covered by less than 1 big blind. With blinds at $8,000, $16,000 with an ante of $2,000, Rockowitz opened to $32,000 from the button, holding ace-10. James Colson folded, and Weinberg defended his big blind with 8-6 offsuit. The flop brought the 10 of spades and the 5 and 4 of diamonds. Weinberg checked to Rockowitz, who took some time before betting $42,000 with his top pair top kicker. Weinberg, perhaps reading Rockowitz's play as a continuation bet without much of a hand, decided to raise to $120,000 with his gut shot straight draw. Rockowitz thought it over before deciding to make the call. The 7 of clubs spiked on the turn, filling Weinberg straight and leaving Rockowitz drawing dead. Weinberg moved all in for $620,000 on the turn, putting Rockowitz to the test for essentially his tournament life. After some consideration, Rockowitz made the call and was quickly shown that he had no outs. The 4 on the river was a mere formality as Weinberg began to confirm his stack size and Rockowitz began to prepare to ship all but 5,000 of his stack to Weinberg. The final 3 were on break at the end of the hand, so Rockowitz had to wait 10 minutes before being forced all in the big blind. After the previous confrontation, Weinberg had soared into the lead with nearly 1.6 million of the roughly 2.2 million chips in play. When they returned from break, James Carlson called Rockowitz's forced all-in the big blind from the button with 10-4 offsuit, and Nick Weinberg folded. Rockowitz held Queen-2 offsuit for the lead heading into the flop, but Carlson quickly turned things around when he flopped a 4. The 6 on the turn gave Rockowitz a gut shot in addition to his pair outs, but the jack pairing on the river meant that he was indeed eliminated in 3rd place. Undeniably the most accomplished player at the final table, Rockowitz added $17,400 to his career tournament earnings of nearly $1.3 million. Weinberg took more than a 2-1 lead into heads-up play against Carlson, but Carlson was able to mount a quick comeback and even took a brief lead. By the time the final hand arose, however, Weinberg again held a slight advantage. With blinds of 10,000, 20,000 with an ante of 2,000, Weinberg leaned from the button with pocket 4s. Carlson looked down at ace-9 offsuit and made it 60,000 total from the big blind. Weinberg called and the 2 went to the flop in a race. And what a flop it was, with a 4 in the window and an ace for Carlson. Carlson checked top pair. Weinberg bet 40,000. Carlson quickly grabbed for a stack of 5,000 chips and slid out a check raise to 120,000. Weinberg thought over what to do next with his set of 4s, eventually landing on just making the call. The turn brought the 3 of spades, and Carlson announced that he was all in.
All in. There's all in.
Weinberg snap called and quickly saw that Carlson was drawing dead. The ace of spades on the river gave Weinberg a full house, sending Carlson to the rail in 2nd place with $27,045 for his impressive showing. And just like that, the latest Card Player Poker Tour Atlantis main event champion was decided. Weinberg was awarded $38,625 and a CPPT trophy for the win. We caught up with him after he emerged victorious to learn more about his road to the title.
So day 1, yesterday, I just kept staying the short stack the entire time, and I'd build up chips, and then lose them because I play bad. And then I would double up because I think I've won every single time we got all in for the whole tournament, and that helps. Pro tip. Yeah, I'm really excited about this trophy. I get to take it home on the bus with me somehow, and I'm sure I'll get a lot of weird looks. But I'll just be like, it's a good excuse to brag about it. Be like, oh yeah, I just won a tournament.
Congratulations once again to Nick Weinberg, the latest winner on the Card Player Poker Tour.